one of my favorites, and I tell this to people all the time when they come over and they see all the Strausers that we have. I tell them about how I first came to find out about this guy. And I had been recruited by Pocono Medical Center in 1987 to be their new medical director of the psychiatric unit. And my house was not ready. We had not closed on it. And so the hospital put me up at the Budget Inn across the way on Route 80. And I got there without my family. I'm going to stay there for a month. And I'm checking in at about 11 o'clock at night. And I'm really tired, and I walk into the lobby to register. And behind the registrar's desk was this absolutely amazing, huge train pulling into the Crystal Street station. And there's this clerk who's signing me in, and my jaw's dropping. And I said, "Do you understand what's behind you? This is like a phenomenal piece of work. It wasn't like you normally see in a budget hotel." And the girl looks and kind of says, it's some guy, I think he's kind of local. The owners of the hotel, which were the Rubens, own it. And I said, "But this is astounding. You just don't see artwork like this. Museum quality stuff in a budget motel." And she goes, "Yeah, I think the guy lives like a mile or two away." And so I saw the name, and I said, "I got to find out who this person is because I've always liked art." So anyway, I'd been recruited to be a psychiatrist on staff at Pocono Medical Center, and they had set me up in an office across the street from the hospital, and I'd started seeing patients. And literally, within 2 weeks of coming to Stroudsburg, living at the Budget Motel, and I would see that painting every day, I get a new patient. And the fellow happens to be an artist. And because he's a patient, I'm not going to mention his name. So he's giving me his history, and he's a local guy. And at the end of the session, I'm just bursting to ask him, "Do you know this guy, Sterling Strauser?" So at the end of the session, I said, on another note, "Do you happen to know this guy, Sterling Strauser?" The guy lights up and smiles and says, "Would you like to hear his voice?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I was just at his house this afternoon. I've been taking an oral history of him." He pulls out a cassette tape recorder and plays his voice. And I said, "You know this guy?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You want to meet him?" And later on that afternoon, I met Sterling Strauser for the first time and bought my first painting from him.